So we are here on a couple hundred meters into our trail A, March 2022, and we can see that we've most likely left the direct period of impact from 2005's Hurricane Katrina and Rita. While we do have long tails of impacts from such disasters, and they take a long time to play out in forests and in forest canopy situations, we pretty much now are into the Hurricane Ida impacted area. Now, this particular tree, which just recently fell down, we can take a look at its root ball that's pulled up, and we can see that there's a lot of fresh mud down there. So this didn't happen that long ago. This sucker's down. Now, if we had had a closed canopy, if Katrina hadn't happened and we'd had a closed canopy, would the winds of Ida or one of Ida's spin-off daughter storms have knocked this tree down? Probably not, but nevertheless, it did persist. It was alive. It did survive for almost a decade and a half after Katrina, but was still relatively exposed, relatively tall, relatively strong wind catcher in a sea of not that much tall surrounding vegetation, not that much closed canopy next to it. We have a couple cypresses here that are surviving. You hear the wind. On this very windy day, you can see how the wind is just ripping through that cypress canopy, or not canopy is not the right word, that cypress tree. Right, you see how much those branches are moving around. That's a lot of stress and strain. If these two individuals were not isolated like they were, as they are now, if they were surrounded by dozens or hundreds of other cypress trees, they would be moving that much less. Is this one wind gust going to knock down this cypress tree? No. But having thousands and thousands more gusts blowing, it eventually will, it is a pretty significant stress. This tree wasn't able to survive it. So this tree is basically, well, I don't know if it's dead. It might still technically be alive. I haven't walked out. It looks like we still have there's still a few leaves that are green. So maybe it's alive, but it's done with its main life as a tree, even if this little trunk on the ground survives. So this tearing up of root balls is the sort of final stage when our trees can no longer hold the soil, hold themselves up, and then they go down. And of course, as they go down, they often will take out other trees as they physically rip to the forest canopy and take out other side branches, etc. So we're looking at still ongoing impacts here at Woodlands Trail in Plaquemines Parish.